Good morning, welcome to TERRA at Home. We're here in our main kitchen studio at the watered down location of TERRA, and we're here with Debi from Freeman Herbs, and it's really nice to have you because TERRA carries a lot of your herbs here at the store. People can come in and pick them up as they're buying their flowers, and there's an equal love for herbs. I've grown to really love and appreciate just having them growing in a pot in my kitchen or outdoors, again, in your own garden. And so we're here, we're going to talk about, again, of course, with you being the herb expert on site, we'll talk about, again, some of the uses for herbs, which is pretty much endless, right? Sure. Okay, so we have this particular pot here, and you're going to tell us a little bit about how we can kind of make up our own rub for meats, and particularly as we're going into the barbecue season. Sure. Yeah.
Just like you said, herbs are so versatile. I've just taken three of some main herbs that are great for making a barbecue rub for the summer. Okay. There's oregano, rosemary, and thyme in this planter. You can put it into a nice container, or you can plant it out in your garden, and it's ready for you to snip away and make your rub. So the first thing you can do is, it's very easy to snip a little bit of rosemary, and they just pull back, and the leaves come off very easily like this. Okay. Because that's the thing. A lot of people have questions on how certain herbs, thyme too, right? Exactly. People are like, how do I get it off the stem? Exactly. Because you don't want to be chopping this part up. No. You just want the leaves. Okay. Okay? Right. So there's your rosemary, and the thyme is about similar. So you just take it, snip it off, and again, you can just pull it backwards and see how easily the leaves come right off. Great. Okay? And then you get rid of the stem. Okay. Oregano, a little bit leafier plant, so you can actually just pull the leaves right off of that. Oh, you smell the fragrance right away coming from this. So once you get your herbs in your little container, you can take a nice chopping knife, chop it up, and you're going to use, for this recipe, oregano, rosemary, and thyme. Yep. 2 cloves of garlic, 4 tablespoons of olive oil, a little bit of salt and pepper, and then you've got a nice little rub that you could put on steak, chicken, fish, whatever you want. Sure. Now, is this something that you would put on just before grilling, or would you marinate it in it? Would you let it sit for a while? You could do either one. I like to marinate my meat, but it's also good just to put on just before you put it on the grill. Wow. And doing barbecued potatoes with rosemary is great. Just a whole bunch of rosemary chopped up with just a little bit of oil. Toss your potatoes with the rosemary. Makes it great. That's all. I love rosemary. Now, with some particular herbs, again, are some easier to grow than others, or are they just as easy as they seem to? They seem pretty low maintenance to me. They are. Herbs are pretty forgiving. Yeah. One thing to remember: do not overwater them. Okay. And on the same hand, you don't want to underwater. I think I've done both. Yeah. So if you underwater, what happens is the roots will go up to the top of the soil searching for water, and the next time that you water, it drowns. Oh, okay, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay, so, and then obviously, so underwater, overwater, you just want to stay on top of it so the soil is moist, right? Moderately moist, yeah. Okay, all right, so let's talk about, you know, taking some of these, and once we're getting into the nicer weather, and people are going to start thinking as we go deeper into spring and summer, having their own herb gardens outside. Any different techniques with that? You just want to make sure that you have well-drained soil, because again, you don't want to overwater your plant. If it's not in well-drained soil, it's going to sit there and saturate, and it will, you know, end up dying on you. So, well-drained soil. You just take your plant, pop it into a nice sunny part of your garden. You need to get about 6 hours of sunlight a day. Okay. And constantly trimming your herbs. So you're constantly kind of just pinching back and just trying to... because that's going to make it bush out. Right. And grow more... Exactly. Now, I've had people ask me, you know, in the past, when you have, say you have a pot in your kitchen and you're pinching away at it, and in particular this person was asking about their basil, and they had kind of basically taken all the leaves off it in one sitting. Will that all replenish itself? It will not come back unless you leave the bottom set of leaves. So okay, it's very important. Let's pull this basil plant up here and see. So you see how there's the bottom set of leaves on here? Yes. So you want to make sure that you leave those leaves. Those little guys, as long as you leave some of them. Yep. So don't like totally take your plant out. Exactly. With just stems. Exactly. Okay. Chives you can cut right down. Okay. Parsley you could cut right down. Okay. That will all regrow. Really? So you could take all the leaves off of parsley and you're fine. Yep. Okay. Any other tips that you can give us on herbs? Because I think sometimes people worry, you know, sage, I mean, obviously sage is just one of those, I mean, that's easy because you're, again, taking the leaves off, they're nice and big, they're easy to work with, but again, you kind of have to be careful not taking them all down out too as well. Yeah, you want to leave a little bit of your stem behind on those ones, and sage is a perennial, so it will come back.
Okay.
When it comes back after a few years, it does get a little bit woody.
Okay.
So again, just trim it down. It'll come up with fresh growth.
Okay. Okay. So, are there any ones in particular that don't carry well indoors for indoor growth? Or would you say they're all kind of
I think they're all
doable?
like the ones that are here that you see displayed, like your regular rosemary, oregano, sage thyme. They all do well inside. Basil. Just make sure you get a nice bright sunny window and keep it well watered. Moderately moist soil.
Sure.
And trim. Very important to keep trimming.
Okay. Mixed pots that you have here. Are there any herbs that aren't friends to each other? Ones that are maybe of conflict?
So you have to watch dill and coriander because those plants like to have a lot of air movement through them. So if you were to put dill in with say a basil, the air might not move through enough. So you just want to make sure that there's some air movement on those. Other than that, they pretty well mix and match with everything.
Wow, and it's just little things to know, right? Because some of them do start to kind of grow all over top of each other, right?
Yeah.
So okay. Now I know that again, other suggestions for using herbs. I mean, one thing I think a lot of people are starting to do is adding herbs to drinks. I'm noticing them a lot in cocktails, and we've done that in the past on the show, right? Where we've made, I mean, obviously anything from mojito to even lemonades and iced teas and things like that. I'm noticing a lot of magazines more now even really starting to promote the use of herbs because they're good for you too, right?
Exactly.
We have health benefits coming from these as well, right?
And nice fresh flavor because you're getting something fresh right from the garden.
Yeah.
And you know what? It just spikes up that drink that you're making.
Now, with herbs as well, when they're coming off, whether they're in your garden or here in your kitchen, however, do you have to wash them before you use them?
I would suggest that you do.
Okay.
Yeah, because I mean, if it's out in your garden, you're going to have animals going by, birds, you know. Yeah.
But so that's just a kind of it. Now, if you were to take your herbs, and again, I was saying to you before we started shooting this segment, just about, when you buy herbs in a store and they often, in the packages, they go bad pretty quickly. Say you had to take some off your plants, how do you suggest storing them in your fridge if you do?
You can just cut them up. There are herb keepers that you can buy that you can put a little bit of water in the bottom of it.
Okay.
I just take sometimes a wet paper towel, put it in between that, and put it in my crisper.
Gives a little bit of moisture.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, thank you so much for coming on and joining us again. And all these Freeman herbs, again, are available at all of your TERRA locations, and they are just looking so beautiful at this point. And again, what we've been seeing a lot with the TERRA folks is they use them also to add fresh greenery into your home. So not only do they taste good, but they look good too.
Yes.
Thanks, Debbie. All right, more TERRA at home after this.
Live color fully at TERRA, where color lives.
This year, get the most out of your lawn with the fertilizer that gives you the most for your money. Scott's Turf Builder. Some brands have filler like sand, sawdust, even gravel, things you don't want on your lawn. Turf Builder has no filler. It's 100% food for a deep feeding you can see, feel, and enjoy. For a lawn that can't be beat, get a fertilizer that can't be copied. Scott's Turf Builder. All food, no filler. And try new Turf Builder Green Max with 3 times the iron for deeper greening.
Welcome back to TERRA at Home. We're in downtown Burlington today at Specs on Pearl. I'm here with Beth Norton, and we are talking about the change of seasons and now moving from spring in through to summer and the trends in sunglasses. So obviously you do eyewear of all natures, but we're going to kind of target on sunglasses today. So
absolutely.
Thanks for letting us in here, Beth.
Anytime.
Okay, so let's talk about maybe some of the trends. We'll start maybe with the female side of things first and what we're sort of seeing out there right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess coming into spring, you're going to see a lot more sort of detail on the frames and the glasses. This is one of the newest Chanel's, and I think it's just beautiful. The shape of it is a little bit more retro in design, but it's the workmanship. It has a chain link with leather.
Oh, I was just going to say that's leather.
It's beautiful on. It's gorgeous.
Wow.
And I mean, you still get the classic Chanel. Like this is one that they have had for a little while, but with the pearl detail, which is great in the tortoiseshell type of frame.
These ones.
Yeah.
I couldn't help but look at these. But
this is what Leslie should get, I think. Yeah. It's Bulgari, and it's all Swarovski crystal, but with the white acetate, and it's a shield type of design, which is just, I mean, it suits so many people and looks incredible on.
It does, and that style of Bulgari is just, it really is nice, and they kind of kept that sort of look, that, again, as you say, that shield, but it's also great for your eyes, too. Like, it actually is, I mean, we forget sometimes we're wearing sunglasses because we're trying to protect our eyes.
Right.
It becomes such a fashion item. But
fashion and function, for sure.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So again, so we're seeing lots of still real design and nothing, I mean, a lot of bling still kind of happening with glasses.
A lot of bling, but they have also streamlined a lot of stuff as well. You're going to see a lot more sort of cat eye and more simple temples and sort of the lack of any sort of designer name and stuff on the side. This is a handmade acetate by a designer called Harry Larry out of Paris. And definitely has that cat eye flair.
Sure does.
Which is really cool. Lady Gaga actually wears this one.
Oh, does she really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really neat. And then still, again, a bit of a replay. A lot of the aviator inspired styles are back. They're still happening. They're big. I think they've been around for years. I don't think they're going to go anywhere.
And that's for both males and females,
absolutely.
Right? They just cross over. You can almost, they're almost interchangeable, really, right?
Oh, for sure.
It's still your husband's glasses.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
I love it.
And even back to the basics. This is by Oliver Peoples, and it's the sort of the really first kind of design of aviator.
I was going to say, that is what you think of when you think of the original aviator design. That's it right there. So that's kind of come back. That's cool. I like the bar on the top too.
It's great.
Very, very neat. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So how about, I mean, even as we're talking here through, we're seeing some whites, we're seeing colors. Are there any specific people focusing on a certain color where it's kind of all open?
You're going to see a lot more color and a lot of sort of mixes of color.
Okay.
Which we have ordered in. The typical release comes towards mid-March. So I know this will air a little bit longer, but you will see more color, which is what the reps have been showing.
So we're seeing color through spring, through summer.
Through summer, and more mixes of colors. You'll see, you know, instead of the white, there will be turquoise or pink or that type of thing. So it'll be great.
Okay, so again, are you know, we at one point we're seeing like the real big, giant, chunky ones that take up half your face. Is that still?
It's still there, for sure.
So you're getting those, and you're getting tiny too? Medium.
Yeah. A little bit. I mean, it's not going back to the really small ones that they had years and years ago, but there is still a lot of the big designs. This is a typical Tom Ford that has a little bit of that floating lens, and still the big lens, but not the really, really oversized stuff that you used to get. And I think the main difference is too is they're a little bit more sleek designs. You're not getting the big chunky temples quite as much as you did before.
And again, with also the metals, are you getting the range of metals, both silver and gold?
Yeah, a lot more gold in the last year.
Because you're seeing that it almost like it really follows a lot of the jewelry trends too, right? So you're seeing, if you're seeing the jewelry tones of colors and that starting to mix, then you see that generally in glasses too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's maybe take a little bit. Oh, those are cool. Hold on, let's pick these up. These are neat.
They're very cool, and actually, the other trend is you're going to see a lot more round. This is a frame by Lafont, and this is all a laser cut titanium design.
Wow, that's neat.
And then they have the sort of animal print tortoiseshell in the bottom. And you're going to see a little bit more unique shapes and odd shapes than we've seen before.
Okay.
And this is kind of very forefront in fashion.
Yeah.
And a lot of these, I mean, the big part of our business here at Specs on Pearl too is we're able to do a lot of sunglasses in prescription, which is great. So once you have a nice prescription sunglass too, you'd never go without one. Okay,
so that's the thing, right? So, I mean, how does it, like some of these glasses you can't do that with, right?
Yeah, with the shields and that type of thing, no. Right. But with this gorgeous new Chanel, absolutely.
Okay, so you can basically pop that lens out and create a... See, I don't wear eyeglasses, right? So I don't think about that. But that's something that's very important to a large portion of the population.
Huge portion. And surprisingly, even the people that wear glasses every day forget that that's part of their eyeglass wardrobe that they should have.
Okay.
For vacations, I mean, to sit on the beach and read, or to sit on a patio with friends. It's important for sure.
And you often hear people, especially in the summer, I mean, people should be wearing sunglasses in the winter too with that glare and everything that's going on, but I find there seems to be a more constant focus on sunglasses more in the summer months. And people, I hear, will run out the door and they'll have their sunglasses and they forget their eyeglasses.
Absolutely.
And that could be a real problem.
It can, yeah.
Especially if you're trying to drive or play a sport or something like that. So that brings me to, we have to talk about those really, really cool glasses that you have for interchangeable lenses.
Yep, so this is, it's a line called Switch, and it's one of the newer, we do carry certain sportier brands. We definitely carry the Maui Jim, the Oakley, the Ray-Ban, and those are all available in prescription or as regular sunglasses. This is kind of cool though, because it's got magnetic lenses that you can pop in and out for the changing light conditions. I mean, even if you are golfing and the sun goes down, it's perfect because you can just put a different one in.
Awesome.
And they're also able to do these in prescription, which is amazing.
Which is exactly, solves all those problems right then and there.
And
so
nice
you're saying
frames.
It comes with two?
It comes automatically with 2 different colors of lenses.
Okay, and they're polarized?
And they're all polarized.
Cool.
One for brighter sun and one for like a little bit lower light condition, which is perfect. But you can order clear, you know, for a lot of baseball players that play at night, they still want that sporty frame, but you can get clear, you can get a shooting type of lens, you know, a driver type of lens, so it's perfect. It's a great way to kind of have 3 pairs in one.
And you can tell just by the way they have that rubberized back here, and they're very lightweight. You can tell they're meant to be used
they're for sports.
For sport,
absolutely.
I mean, it just makes sense. Like, this is such a great idea. So basically, you know, people can come into you and I mean, and kind of have a chat with you about some of this, because again, we don't know all the options sometimes of what we can do with, you know, adding that lens and changing it up. So, I mean, you guys have a lot of glasses.
We do.
Yeah.
But we know as soon as somebody walks in the door, we know, you know, once they describe what their needs are, we can definitely help you with what we think you should have, and, you know, for style, for fashion, for function, for all of it, and, you know, kind of fit those needs for you.
And that helps. I think people need that with glasses, because you don't really get the shape of your face, and sometimes you think something looks good, and I think sometimes I personally rely on people like you who know what you're doing, and Sarah, and to you know, to help me say, you know, okay, yeah, here, try these ones on.
Yeah.
So
and that's what we do here at Specs on Pro. We're great at that. Where there's, you know, a team of 5 of us, and no matter when you come, you're going to have great one-on-one service.
Perfect. Well, thank you. Thanks for letting us come in here. And again, it's that time of year to get yourself a new pair of sunglasses and look good at the same time, right? Well, okay, I'll try these ones on because I think I just should. All right, we'll be back with more TERRA at Home right after this. Good? Does it work?
They're gorgeous.
Come and explore the new TERRA, where color lives.
Finding it hard to grow grass from seed in shaded areas, along the driveway, and where the kids play? Try Scott's Turf Builder Easy Seed, a high-performance mix of Scott's best grass seed, fertilizer, and a super absorbent growing material that helps keep seeds moist. Now you can get a thick, green Scott's lawn even if you've never been successful with other seed before. Scott's Turf Builder Easy Seed grows grass anywhere, guaranteed. And try new Easy Seed Dog Spot Repair to eliminate pet damage.
Welcome back to TERRA at Home. We're at a fun little place in downtown Hamilton today, and we decided to do the restaurant thing. We're here with Matt Kershaw, and of course we know you from the Alex in downtown Burlington. Great little restaurant. But this is kind of something that you sort of came up with. It's really right now only open until Sunday nights, which is kind of interesting concept behind the whole thing. Tell me about that.
Well, for being in the industry, my girlfriend and I, we love to wine and dine, just like everyone we serve.
Yeah.
But generally all the best places are closed on Sunday, Monday, and that's our day off, and it makes sense. And there's nowhere else to go, so we kind of decided to open the place we would want to go to.
Sure.
Ironically, we're not able to
You're not able to.
because we're working, but
but you're helping other people in the industry with it, and in general, just people. Like it's called Rapscallion Rogue Eatery, so kind of a fun little name. And tell me about the place. It's cool.
Well, I mean, Rapscallion is sort of a rascal, a rogue, someone who doesn't follow the the normal path.
Sure.
And we really focus on meat, all little bits of meat. We love meat. We cure meat. We pickle it. We roast it. We get all the cuts. I mean, today we're doing the pork belly, but we also do cheeks and tails and pretty much anything we can get.
So you kind of have most of the people that really like meat come in here, right?
Yeah.
Because you have an appreciation for it. It's funny even to look at your website and just kind of how you joke about the whole concept of it. It's just, it's about meat, right?
Pretty much,
but again, you guys appreciate it and you know how to work with it.
We do.
And that's the talent. So today we're actually making pork belly tacos.
That's right.
But again, with pork belly, there's a bit of a talent behind it as well. knowing what to do with it.
There is, for sure. So pork belly, I mean, you'll probably all recognize it from, it's bacon before it becomes bacon. This is a raw piece of pork belly right here. And it takes a few hours or a few days to get to the state where it's edible, so we're not going to probably do that today. Okay. What we're going to do today, though, is talk about what you could do with it. As a home cook, there's a couple ways to deal with it reasonably.
Sure.
One, lots of salt and pepper. Throw it in an oven that's not too fast, maybe 300 degrees, and wait about 3 hours. The skin will get really crispy, a lot of fat will render out, and you get this succulent, crispy bit. Oh, it is. Absolutely.
That's what makes the things taste good. As you say, as long as you season it properly, you're good to go. But this time, you're gonna make it into a taco, which is kind of a nice concept for people, right? It's kind of a little tiny, little hands-on.
Everyone likes a taco. I mean, who doesn't?
That's the thing.
We're also, both of our restaurants are very gluten-free friendly.
Yeah.
So
that's good.
Our menu, we try and make sure that the lion's share of it is gluten-friendly. So tacos, a good corn taco shell, for instance, is gluten-free. Everything here is. And you'll find that's kind of what we do.
That helps because so many people nowadays really can't have gluten. It's unbelievable. You probably recognize that being in a restaurant environment. There's probably requests for it all the time, concerns from people. So why not make it easy, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. So obviously here we have, but then it turns into
that's right.
That.
So how we got from here to here, I didn't do the roast, I did the braise. There's a braise, a confit, a roast, there's a cure, there's options.
Okay.
We did a braise for this one. So it was the pork belly, and a braise in essence. There are a whole bunch of things in there, some herbs, some vegetables, some booze, whatever you got.
Flavor.
It's fine, as long as there's a little bit of moisture.
Sure.
Covered, in the oven, forget about it for about 3 hours until it's tender.
Cool.
I mean, yeah, it's a little more technical than that, but in essence, that's what you're doing.
But yeah, this is television. We only have so much time.
And then, pretty much,
yeah.
We chill it down. You can see it's a pretty solid piece now.
Yeah.
All the fats sort of congealed. It is. This is not a health dish, granted.
It's, you know.
And all we're going to be doing
then on a Sunday night.
Absolutely, a couple tacos is perfect.
Yeah.
And all you're doing is making tacos after that. Our garnish for the tacos, so we warm those up with a little bit of olive oil on them.
Nice.
We got lime, cilantro, some greens, some crispy onions for the crunch. I like radish on my on these things, so the bite. It's got a nice little peppery crunch to it.
Yeah.
Because the pork belly is very unctuous, bad for you, fatty.
Sure.
Needs some things to cut it. Right? Needs the lime, and then it needs the sauce. The sauce, again, for us, it's a much bigger process.
Yeah, again, I can imagine it would be. But
for the home cook, PC makes a great chipotle sauce.
Oh.
Mix with your favorite barbecue sauce. A little bit of extra something in there.
Sure.
You're great. It'll be a great sauce.
Okay, so that's fair. That's good. It's a good suggestion because yours is a special secret, so we don't want to get into that.
Exactly.
Now, one thing I like the fact that you're using corn tortillas because a lot of times you get the flour ones and there's not as much flavor sometimes behind them, right?
The
corn is, I find, more authentic. It really, when I'm tasting corn tortilla, it just adds more flavor to the whole thing, and you feel like you're just sitting in Mexico. So,
exactly.
Right?
I mean, it's not common, I wouldn't say. You'll see the flour tortilla everywhere. It's the wonder bread of tacos.
You're right.
It's okay, you know. It's very neutral and easy to eat. And great. But
yeah, that just kind of that's smart. Okay, so what are the next steps we need to do basically? So I mean, as you say,
at this stage,
it's about chopping up and getting things all prepared.
How are your knife skills?
Okay. I still have all my fingers.
We've got one single radish. I just want to see if you can get into some state. No?
Really?
All right.
You do it. Show us your talents, not mine.
Yeah, you're probably right. So
yeah, it's too small for me to work with. I need something large.
Yeah, you're probably wise.
Yeah.
Again, the garnish for the tacos, do whatever you feel like doing. You know, you want to throw mango in there, you want to do something. Just think about what the protein is going to be and what it needs. If it's something fatty, it needs other things.
Right.
You know?
I have seen radish in tacos. I think that is a good idea.
Absolutely.
And it's color, it's nice. And again, as you say, a little peppery, it works.
We've got some greens here also.
Gotta have that in there. Of course, the cilantro is my favorite. I can't believe when I was younger, I couldn't identify what it was when I was eating Thai food. And then I realized that that's what it was, and that it was definitely an acquired taste. So people who don't like it, you got to try it again and again. It's almost like a toddler. Just keep giving it to you.
People think they hate it, but after a while you get them.
That's right, and then now I can't get enough of it.
Yeah.
So you just pull off the leaves and away you go.
We're not going to chop it up, just leave it whole.
Oh, beautiful.
You chop it too far ahead of time, it's going to lose the essential oils, it's going to lose its potency.
It does, yeah, that's right.
And so we're just going to throw a few fresh leaves in there, and it's going to be a really fresh, sort of cut through the chipotle barbecue sauce, the fatty, crispy pork belly, which we're going to brown up in the pan.
Yeah, so that's the thing, right? When you get to that stage, and that's that's the thing. It's going to be crispy. It's going to be that's just, and the sauce combination, as you say, the lime, that really helps kind of sort of.
This is one of those things you know you can leave it up to the person. Like at my restaurants, I'm not a snob. A lot of chefs like to take the salt and pepper off the table because we're the grand masters.
Right.
We know everything.
Don't touch anything, yeah.
I love salt. I'm one of those jerks who put salt on things before I've tried it.
Oh, you're one of them.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's terrible, right?
And you're a chef?
Yeah.
I thought chefs frowned upon that.
Well, they do, but we're a little different.
See, this is good. All right, so basically what we're doing is we're getting all the prep work done.
Yeah.
We are now going to we're going to take a quick break. You're going to actually sear the meat up.
That's right.
And we'll come back and we'll kind of put this all together and show you the final product. And can't wait to try.
Perfect.
All right, thanks, Matt. We'll be right back with more TERRA at Home.
Live color fully at TERRA, where color lives.
I don't get it, Dave. I use grass seed just like you, and mine's not growing as well as yours.
It's the difference between uncoated seed and Scott's Turf Builder coated grass seed.
Coated grass seed is different?
Yeah, you can see it's different just by pouring it into water.
How does it work?
It's like every seed is wrapped in a water-absorbing sponge.
I can almost picture it.
Introducing Scott's Turf Builder Coated Grass Seed. The exclusive coating absorbs up to 2 times more water. It's the quicker, easier way to start growing a healthy lawn. New Scott's Turf Builder Coated Grass Seed.
Heritage Perennials presents TERRA's Perennial Pick of the Week. Bernera Jack Frost has silver heart-shaped foliage with blue forget-me-not-like flowers in spring. It's perfect for a dry, shady spot. Heritage Perennials. Look for us in the blue pots.
Welcome back to TERRA at Home. We're back with Matt Kershaw at the Rapscallion Rogue Eatery here in downtown Hamilton. Pork belly tacos we're making. You seared up the meat, so now it looks fabulous.
It's ready to go.
It's ready to go. This is when you just want to eat it just like that.
It's a piece of bacon, right? Wait and call on your name.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So let's put this all together. And,
sure.
And again, this is something that people can order. It's on the menu. But we were talking about the fact that you have a sort of a chalkboard menu. So it's changing. It's ever evolving.
Absolutely.
But involving a lot of meat. So give me an example of some of the other the items that people could
well, we do a lot of things. A lot of great cuts of meat are actually cheap cuts of meat as well. And they're usually things with fat and bone and skin and weird things. They're tasty if you're willing to try them. Truly.
And if you're letting a professional put it together for you, then
hopefully you're in safe hands, right?
Yeah, I would say.
One of our dishes is called tongue in cheek. When it literally is that. It's the tongue of a cow and the cheeks of a cow. Okay. Doesn't sound that good, but really it's this very the cheeks are this wonderfully unctuous, gooey, bad for you, slow braised, short rib style meat, and the tongue, which is the one that usually gets people a little more.
Yeah, that one would be tough for people.
Isn't like the ones. I mean, sometimes people have had tongue. It's this pickled thing they had once when they were visiting Germany when they were like a school trip. And this thing is it's something we cook slowly, and then we cook it in duck fat for about 3 hours, so it's almost falling apart, and it turns into this wonderful pot roast, for lack of a better term. It's not that challenging. You feel a little cool that you're doing it, but it's great. It's great eating.
See, and that's the thing. So lots of options, and you know that. Again, we were talking about the fact that it's open. The restaurant's open only on Sundays, but coming up next weekend, you're going to be opening Fridays and Saturdays as well as Sundays.
That'll be the end of it, but yes.
That'll be a new kind of a new fun for you guys. But again, it's a new fun for everybody to come and visit you guys. Your website is
rapscallionrestaurant.com.
Very good. And again, this is the finishing touches on beautiful pork belly tacos. But again, so many other options here. And if you love meat, this is the place to be, right? Because you guys love meat.
I'm a little biased, but yeah.
Very good. Thank you so much, Matt Kershaw. And again, of course, he has this place called the Alex in Burlington. We'll go there sometime too.
Sounds good to me.
All right. That's it for now. Have a good one.
Thanks.